Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the Currency Keeps channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Flying Eagle cent. The Flying Eagle cent is a 1-cent piece that was struck by the United States Mint as a pattern coin in 1856 and for circulation in 1857 and 1858. The coin was designed by Mint chief engraver James B. Longacre, with the eagle in flight based on the work of Longacre's predecessor, Christian Gobrick. The mass is 4.67 grams, the diameter is 19 millimeters, and the edge is plain. The composition is 88% copper and 12% nickel. The coin has no mint mark as it was only struck at the Philadelphia Mint. By the early 1850s, the large cent, about the size of a $half, being issued by the mint, was becoming both unpopular in commerce and expensive to the mint. After experimenting with various sizes and compositions, the mint decided on an alloy of 88% copper and 12% nickel for a new, smaller cent. After the mint produced patterns with an 1856 date and gave them to legislators and officials, Congress formally authorized the new piece in February 1857. Thus, the Flying Eagle cent became America's first small cent. The new cent was issued in exchange for the worn Spanish colonial silver coin that had circulated in the U.S. until then, as well as for its larger predecessor. The new pieces would be the same size, though somewhat heavier than the cents are today. In anticipation of the success of the legislation, most of the 333,456 large cents struck in 1857 never left the Philadelphia Mint, and were later melted. Snowden purchased a new set of rollers and other equipment so that the mint could produce its own cent planchets, the first time it had done so in over 50 years. Although the legislation was still a day from final passage, Snowden recommended Longacre's designs to Guthrie on February 20th. Guthrie approved them on the 24th, though he requested that the edge of the coin be made less sharp. Snowden promised to comply. Flying Eagle cents were struck beginning in April 1857 and were held pending official release. The mint stored the pieces pending accumulation of a sufficient supply. In mid-May, Snowden notified Philadelphia newspapers that distribution would begin on May 25th. Longacre's obverse of an eagle in flight is based on that of the Gobrick dollar struck in small quantities from 1836 to 1839, although Gobrick's model is not known with certainty. Some sources state that the bird in flight was based on Peter the Eagle, a tame bird fed by the mint workers in the early 1830s until it was caught up in machinery and killed. The bird was stuffed and is still displayed at the Philadelphia Mint. St. Gaudens did return the Flying Eagle to American coinage, but his design was used for the reverse of the double eagle rather than the cent. The wreath on the reverse was also used previously on Longacre's Type II gold dollar of 1854, and the $3 piece of the same year. It is composed of leaves of wheat, corn, cotton, and tobacco, thus including produce associated with both the North and the South. The cotton leaves are sometimes said to be maple leaves. The two types are not dissimilar, and maple leaves are more widely known than cotton leaves. An ear of corn is also visible. The mint had trouble striking the new design. This was due to the hard copper-nickel alloy and the fact that the eagle on the one side of the piece was directly opposite parts of the reverse design. Efforts to bring out the design more fully led to increased die breakage. Many Flying Eagle cents show weakness, especially at the eagle's head and tail, which are opposite of the wreath. In 1857, Snowden suggested the replacement of the eagle with a head of Christopher Columbus. Longacre replied that as there had been objections to proposals to place George Washington on the coinage, there would also be opposition to a Columbus design. Despite the difficulties, the 17,450,000 Flying Eagle cents struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1857 constituted the greatest production of a single coin in a year at the U.S. Mint to that time. In 1858, the mint tried to evaluate the breakage problem using the new version of the cent with a shallower relief. This attempt led to the major variety of the series, as coins of the revised version have smaller letters in the inscriptions than those struck earlier. The two varieties are about equally common and were probably struck side by side for some period as the mint used up older dies. Efforts to conserve dies were the probable cause of another variety, the 1858/7, as 1857 dated dies were overstruck to allow them to use the new year. As a result of the eagle design not striking well, it was replaced by Longacre's Indian head cent design in 1859. After the war, the hoarded flying eagle cents re-entered circulation. Many remained there for only a few years, being pulled out from among the new bronze cents in Treasury Department's redemption programs in the 1860s and 1870s. 13 million copper-nickel cents were retired by exchange for other base metal coinage. By the 1880s, it was a rarity in circulation. The 2018 edition of R.S. Yeoman's A Guidebook of United States Coins lists the 1857 and 1858 large letters and the 1858 small letters, each at $30 in G4 good condition. The next to lowest collectible grade, AG3, the 1856 is $6,500 in that grade, rising to $20,000 in uncirculated mint state 63 condition. The 1858/7 starts at $75 in good 4 condition, rising to $11,000 in mint state 63. An 1856 cent in mint state 66 condition sold at auction in January 2004 for $172,500. Not only the age, but the history of these coins makes some of them very sought after, and they are a great addition to any collection. That's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and catch us on the next video for some more currency you should keep.